What's up, geocachers? This is Keats94 and welcome to a unique episode. Here I am perched on the cliff face of White Cliff Park in West Vancouver. Behind me here is Bowen Island. Today we're going to be talking about something different here. We're going to be talking about geocaching acronyms. Now, I've compiled a list of acronyms that I believe you should know, and also acronyms that are from the geocaching website. So first, I'm going to list the geocaching acronyms, the top 10 geocaching acronyms that are listed by geocaching headquarters. Number 10, in no particular order, but acronyms that you should pay attention to: TOTT, Tools of the Trade. I actually have a list. I have a list here because I wanted to make sure that I got everything right. Number 9, TNLN, or took nothing, left nothing. So when you find a geocache and all you really want to do is sign the logbook, well, you can write TNLN in your log. The next one, and quite honestly is one of the most common geocaching acronyms, is TFTC. Number 8, counting down, TFTC, thanks for the cache. When I hid my first geocache about 10 years ago, actually, 2010, the very first person to ever find one of my geocaches left the acronym TFTC at the end of their log, and I thought it stood for terrific, or maybe I accidentally joined a cult and I didn't know, and there was some weird code word that I had to understand. So for the longest time, I tried to figure out what TFTC was. I really thought it was terrific, just shortened for terrific or something like that. Turns out that is not the case, and there are tons more acronyms that you need to be paying attention to, mainly because you might wonder what the heck they are. I found that TFTC, if you used it as a word, it would be Number 7 on the geocaching acronyms list that you should keep an eye out for is TB, or travel bug. Now, these travel bugs have a unique code on their little dog tag that's attached to them, and you can track them from geocache to geocache. One of the fun parts of geocaching is you get to see where they've traveled to. I have a travel bug in the Czech Republic right now. It went between Poland, Czech Republic, went out to Nova Scotia for a bit. Travel bugs are awesome, and that is an acronym that you should pay attention to. The next acronym, number 6 on the official geocaching website list of acronyms, geocaching acronyms that you need to pay attention to: SWAG. SWAG, stuff we all get. And when I talk about swag, I'm not talking about swagger. I'm not talking about just slang. What I'm talking about here is basic stuff that you can add to geocaches. No food, no liquids of any kind. That's not swag, and that is not allowed in geocaches. But dollar store items, carabiners, things that you believe are going to be safe for kids and anybody that is going to be locating that geocache. It is super important that swag is safe. Like the acronym says, stuff we all get. And that is a very important thing to keep an eye out for. Number 5 on the official geocaching.com website list of acronyms. Number 5, LPC, or lamppost cache. And these lamppost caches, you can find them in a parking lot, and you just got to lift the lamppost skirt. Some people love to hate them. I'm not going to give my opinion on lamppost caches in this video, but LPC is another geocaching acronym to pay attention to. Number 4, FTF, or first to find, and I believe I mentioned this in my Chilliwack video a couple episodes ago, when we successfully were FTF on a geocache out in Chilliwack. But FTF is another acronym that is really important to know, and usually what you have to do is when you are first to find on a geocache, you have to make sure that you add that to your log to claim that you are in fact FTF. And that is something that is not officially part of the game itself, geocaching.com, but that is a thing that is kind of a universally recognized thing, being first to find on a geocache. Number 3, DNF. And believe me, you don't find every single geocache. I have been DNFing caches since the very start. In fact, the very first geocache I ever attempted, I DNF'd, did not find. If you've been following my channel, you have witnessed a lot of DNFs, and you know what, that's okay. Some of them can be really frustrating, but that is the nature of the game. You kind of roll with the punches. Number 2, CITO, C-I-T-O, CITO, cache in, trash out. This acronym tends to be used in the context of events. There are such geocaching events called CITO events. You go out to a park, say it has a lot of litter, or there's a tree planting, that counts as what is called a CITO event, cache in, trash out. So you're basically giving back to the parks. So keep an eye out for the CITO seasons that come out every year. It is an awesome type of geocaching event, and it is actually a unique icon. And yeah, keep an eye out for CITO events. Number 1 on the acronyms that you should probably pay attention to, BYOP. Bring your own pen. It is one of the most important acronyms, in my opinion, because there have been a number of geocaches that I have gone to that I have forgotten a pen, and tends to be micro caches, tends to be caches that tend to be pretty small. Bring your own pen. Just bring it. Even if there's a big cache and it has tons of pens in it, bring your own pen. Believe me, you will thank yourself. Keep an eye out for BYOP on cache descriptions and sometimes geocache logs. Now folks, I think that I should quickly go through the other acronyms that I have been exposed to as a geocacher over the past 10 years. One that I had for the longest time tried to figure out, QEF, quick, easy find. Basically, just a quick, easy find. Super nice. TFTH or TFTF. So thanks for the hide or thanks for the find. I don't tend to see thanks for the find very often, but sometimes I'll see TFTH, thanks for the hide. CO, which you will actually see quite frequently, cache owner. That's what that stands for. And one of my favorite, I just learned this today, this acronym that is, I think, awesome because you can use it as a word, YAPIDKA. So what it is yet another park I didn't know about. So there was a park that I went to called, it was a park I'd never been to, and that was a Yapidka. Who would have known? This geocache is in a Yapidka. Another one that I should mention, Figs SL. Another one that I just learned today. I've been a geocacher for a decade and I did not know what this meant. Figs SL, F-I-G-S-S-L. Found in good shape, signed log. This cache is hardcore Figs SL. Log is in good shape and still good to be signed. Decent shape, I'd say. Just gotta add the logbook in there. And good to be hidden. Back again. Another one that I actually think is pretty common is phone a friend or phone a finder. Sometimes you might also see it as TAF, text a finder. And I tend to text or text friends, text a friend, text a finder, phone a friend. An acronym that you should keep an eye out for. The next one that I just learned today, ICT, ivy covered tree. Might be good to use in different situations. Ivy covered trees, we've all been there. If you've been a geocacher for a while, chances are you have come across an ICT or an ivy covered tree. And folks, it's getting kind of windy out here. Just thought I'd add a couple more interesting acronyms to pay attention to. NIAH. Sounds like a Parcel Tongue word. It stands for needle in a haystack. And we've all been there before when we've tried to find that cache in that rock pile or tried to find it in a field of stumps. needle in a haystack, NIAH. Another acronym, UPR, unusual pile of rocks. It could be a rocks at the base of a cliff face right here, or maybe a tree of some kind. It could be anywhere. And another one to pay attention to, UPR. Folks, thanks so much for watching another informative episode of Keats 94's Geocaching Adventures. I hope that you've learned as much as I have in this whole process. Folks, if you like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Every episode airs Friday at 10 a.m. So stay tuned for more fun geocaching adventures.